Today we're getting into the latest tech, EV, and Tesla news, including new Tesla low interest rates, more Tesla executive departures, Amazon coming to BMW cars, and more, so let's get into it. First up today over at Tesla, they have launched a really interesting thing, a new Tesla rental program. This allows you to rent a Tesla from them directly for up to 7 days, starting at $60 per day. Particularly, this includes full self-driving supervised and free supercharging for the entire rental. So you really get to experience kind of the best parts about a Tesla, especially from Tesla's perspective. If you order a new Tesla within 7 days of your rental as well, you'll get a $250 discount on your purchase. So depending on how long that rental was, it could be a good way for you to try out a Tesla for long enough that it's not just a test drive, but then you kind of get that money back on your car purchase if you decide to go through with it. Overall, I think this is a good idea for Tesla, and it's just one of those ideas to help people experience Teslas more fully. You can experience what it's like, actually get used to some of the different controls and stuff, software-based things, and then truly experience full self-driving in more of an extended fashion. I think once a lot of people experience these things, they enjoy the cars more, so this could be a good way for people to experiment. Right now, it's only available at a couple specific Tesla locations in California, but I wouldn't be surprised if this expands quite soon here. And then it could just be a way for them to divert some inventory to rentals in general if they want to enter that business. It doesn't seem like that's probably their end goal here, for people to just be renting cars directly from Tesla instead of through a rental company or Turo, but I guess with everything, we'll see how it develops. Now, speaking of buying a Tesla, Tesla just updated a bunch of their deals across the board. First, they've had a deal for a little bit now that offers 2,000 free supercharger miles when trading in a non-EV for a Tesla vehicle. That's still in place, but then Tesla increased leasing prices come November and then pretty much immediately dropped them. For the Model 3, the lease now starts at $329 per month, and again, that is decreased just days after they increased it, but they include another incentive here. They say get one free exterior or interior upgrade when you lease today. This includes premium paint, so you can upgrade it to any color that you want, or you can do 19-inch Nova wheels, or you can choose the white interior. Quote, the upgrade price will be deducted from the final lease agreement prior to delivery. That's for leases specifically, but then they're also offering new APR incentives for purchases. The first one is 1.99% APR, and that's available specifically for the premium all-wheel drive and performance models. It's then 2.99% for premium rear-wheel drive models, and then 5.14% for performance. It's definitely worth looking into the math for your specific configuration here, because that difference in interest can make a big difference. So maybe you have to upgrade trims to get that 1.99%, but the trade-off may not be worth it for the features and the extra cost in your particular circumstance, given the interest rate increase. That's one area that I find AI, ChatGPT, Grok, or whatever to be very useful, is in calculating things like this for your particular situation and what the interest would actually work out to be long-term, given every factor you're experiencing. But then comes the Model Y, which now has a $479 per month lease, just days after they increased it to $529 per month. It's back down to about $480, and they're doing the same offer here. Get one free exterior or interior upgrade when you lease today. So you can upgrade to any paint option you want, Quicksilver or whatever. You can get the 20-inch Helix wheels, or the white interior, or the tow hitch. Choosing any one of those is a free upgrade, essentially, with your lease. At the same time, they're offering 1.99% APR for purchases on premium rear-wheel drive and premium all-wheel drive. So that's actually including a trim that is not included specifically with the Model 3. Then it's 3.99% on standard rear-wheel drive and 5.14% on the performance model. Again, that's one of those things definitely to consider here, because it seems like they're already incentivizing people to upgrade from the standard trim just by the sheer number of features that they took off of that trim for only a $5,000 savings. And then if you're financing it, the interest rate is 2% higher. So again, it's one of those things to really do the math on. Yes, it's $5,000 more for the car, but how much more are you actually paying in interest over the course of your loan to finance that cheaper car? When you do the quick math here, it looks like going for the standard rear-wheel drive Model Y at 3.99% instead of 1.99% for the premium rear-wheel drive will end up saving you only about $4,100 over the entire course of ownership, 72 months. So that is definitely something to consider here and definitely seems intentional on Tesla's part. Already, that standard version of the Model Y has downgraded exterior pieces, the ride quality isn't as smooth, there are no ventilated seats, there are no rear heated seats, there's no rear screen, there's no glass roof, and it has lower range, and then it only comes with a $5,000 savings, and here it's 2% more APR if you're financing. Just something to definitely consider if you are planning to finance these cars and you're looking at those different options. Now over to the Cybertruck, Tesla is offering 2.49% APR for up to 60 months, and then for the Model S and X, they're offering 3.99% APR. As you can see here, there are always deals around the corner, pretty much no matter what from Tesla. Here they said that those lease prices were going up come November 4th, and of course that happened, but then only a couple of days later, they went back down, and then they're offering it with another incentive where you get a free paid option. Previously that wasn't there, so it seems like it's actually maybe a little bit of a better deal right now. I'd have to run all of the numbers. Either way, there's always something around the corner, so my normal advice with purchasing a Tesla stands. If they're offering a car with features that you like today at a price that you are comfortable with, you can't really go wrong. The main times to pay attention are the end of quarter, when they're going to have more incentives in place there, and then if there truly are strong rumors of a refresh around the corner and you want the latest version. Other than that, it seems like a new deal is always around the corner. Next up today, we've seen a lot of executives depart Tesla in recent years, and now we have seen two more. First, Emmanuel Lamacchia, the program director for the Tesla Model Y, has announced his departure from Tesla after 8 years with the company. This is a pretty big one, of course, because this is their most popular car. His career went all the way from early involvement with the Tesla Model 3 and Y programs to leading the global relaunch of the Model Y. As vehicle program manager for the Model Y since 2021, he oversaw scope, schedule, and cross-functional executions spanning hardware, software, and manufacturing. He said, quote, "Leading the all-new Model Y launch was the highlight, converting all 4 factories across 3 continents in just 2 weeks, something that had never been done before in the auto industry. Tesla taught me how to move fast without breaking things, and how to scale from prototypes to millions of units. Excited for what's next, more to share soon." The next executive to leave is Siddhant Awasthi, who served as the program head of the Tesla Cybertruck program. He's leaving Tesla after more than 8 years with the company. He started as a Tesla intern and rose through the ranks to lead this program from its engineering phase into production. He also took on a leadership role for the Tesla Model 3 program as of July of last year. The Cybertruck, of course, has faced some headwinds, with Tesla, of course, offering many discounts for inventory units, and US recall filings showing us that they really haven't produced all that many Cybertrucks, especially nowhere near what they originally predicted with those 2 million orders. In any case, his LinkedIn post said, quote, "When I started as an intern, I never dreamed I'd one day have the opportunity to lead the Cybertruck program and bring it to reality. Quote, this decision wasn't easy, especially with so much exciting growth on the horizon. Tesla vehicles are incredibly complex systems that often don't get the credit they deserve, but I've witnessed firsthand how they've changed lives for our customers, my friends, and my family, adding real value and above all, improving safety. I'm confident Tesla will nail its next big mission, especially after last week, and I'm truly excited for the next chapter of my life." So these are 2 very big executive departures here that are the leaders of Tesla's big vehicle programs. They haven't disclosed their next roles, so we don't really know why they're leaving and what for, but they all said that they're excited for what's next. The most recent launch they were responsible for, of course, was the standard Model Y and Model 3. As always here, it is interesting to see simultaneous departures. We're getting closer and closer to an unrecognizable Tesla when it comes to executives, and of course this raises some fears and questions. I think a lot of people will think, well, does this affect the Model Y and the Cybertruck? Is the Cybertruck at this point a program that Tesla is going to wind down for the future? It kind of served its purpose already for Tesla, and as cool as it is, it doesn't seem like they're really moving towards getting that cheaper model made anytime soon. And their priority has really shifted over to robotaxis. Then of course the Model Y is extremely popular, but maybe they're similarly looking at the future here and seeing that they'll probably be winding this down in a few years because that Cybercab will really take things over. And they'll build a new, dedicated robotaxi that's bigger to take over the Model Y. It's an interesting turn of events to see, and we'll see what happens, but for the near future we can expect that Tesla will be shipping a lot of Model Y vehicles. For the Cybertruck, we'll have to see how that goes. What are your thoughts though? Did these executive departures indicate something for you? Leave a comment below to let me know your thoughts. Next up today, regarding Tesla's new vehicles, the Model 3 Standard has started first deliveries in the United States. This is a good milestone for this car because it is a cheaper version coming to the United States, and it actually seems to be a little bit of a better deal compared to the Model Y Standard. You can't tell quite as much because the exterior is pretty much the same, and the interior still has things like the glass roof, but it does include some downgrades to get that price to be cheaper, and deliveries are starting in the United States. No matter what, I am excited to see a cheaper trim come. Over in China specifically, Tesla has launched a new longer range version of the Model Y, the Model Y Plus. This is actually the longest range Model Y ever shipped specifically in China. But for the US, this is actually what we're familiar with as the Model Y rear-wheel drive, or now the premium rear-wheel drive. It gets an 821 kilometer CLTC range, which is the equivalent of 357 miles on the EPA cycle. So it's essentially the same car as the US version. It comes in at the equivalent of about $40,500 US, so it's cheaper over there, and deliveries are starting in about 2 weeks. I think as Tesla is seeing lately, they used to push us for all-wheel drive cars specifically. And of course, that upgrade was good and came with additional speed, additional performance in specific circumstances, and of course, they could charge more. But nowadays, it seems like people are really valuing these rear-wheel drive cars, especially in markets like this. In the United States, they're offering the rear-wheel drive Model Y Premium with all of the same features. And I think as a result, a lot more people are going for it, like me. I got the rear-wheel drive version of the Model Y because it still has those features and the best range shipped in a Tesla. Over in China, those customers are now seeing the best range Model Y yet. Now, speaking of the more exciting car coming to China, the Model Y L, Tesla also just announced that this has V2L capability. In the United States, the Model Y Performance now supports V2L. Deliveries are expected to start later this month, and that feature gets delivered via Tesla's outlet adapter. Quote, Tesla outlet adapter allows you to power electronic devices using mobile connector and your compatible vehicle's battery. To use this adapter, plug mobile connector's handle into your compatible vehicle's charge port and connect the adapter to the other end of your mobile connector. You can then use this adapter to plug in any compatible electronic device you want to power. So this outlet adapter supports now the Model Y Performance and the Cybertruck in the United States, and you can charge larger devices with it. But over in China, it's actually a different adapter that doesn't require the mobile connector. Instead, it plugs directly into the charge port, and then you can see the outlet right there. You can see that specifically in this video, and we'll have to see if that feature ends up coming to the United States, or if there is some sort of restriction as to why they can ship that feature directly out of the charge port over in China, but it requires the mobile connector in the United States. No matter what, I am very excited to see another Tesla vehicle getting V2L capability, and I hope that in the near future here, we'll see every single new EV launched have some form of this function. Now, when it comes to Tesla's Robotaxi network, a Model 3 validation vehicle was spotted over in Buttonwillow, California. And this is very interesting because the Robotaxi here is testing in an area that we haven't really seen it before. It's at least 200 miles away from the Bay Area where they have their Robotaxi network. This is also testing in a car that we don't usually see Tesla testing with. So hopefully this is good news for the expanding Robotaxi throughout California. And then this also could be good news for Model 3s being used as Robotaxis. Buttonwillow is definitely a very specific area for Tesla to be testing, so it seems like they may be testing specifically longer routes over in California, and I'm curious to see if that's what it is and why they're doing it with a Model 3 instead of the latest Model Y. Now, of course, for the long future, Tesla's main goal here is that the Cybercab is delivering this feature, and they're rolling off the assembly line officially at their factory. But we noticed that they're rolling off the assembly line with side mirrors, and that raises questions as to why. Well, for now, this is the validation fleet. So most people expect that this is coming in kind of more of a prototype assembly line for the time being, with side mirrors and a steering wheel, because that's legally required for them to have this on public roads and be testing with it. But by the time Tesla has true production rolling over in April, if they hit that goal, it should have eliminated those side mirrors and the steering wheel, because in theory, they won't need them. What do you think, though? Do you think we're going to see this car actually launch in April and be on public roads without a steering wheel or pedals or side mirrors, fully self-driving? Leave a comment below to let me know your thoughts on that timeline. Next up today, the big news at Tesla's shareholder meeting recently was the passing of Elon Musk's pay package. However, Tesla shareholders actually rejected a proposal that would have authorized Tesla to invest in xAI. The proposal had over 1.06 billion yes votes, but because about 473 million abstentions were treated as a no, this proposal ended up failing. The investment could have been up to $5 billion, according to the proposal. Tesla's board has communicated that they will consider next steps because there still was a large shareholder support here, but we'll see what that future ends up being. Tesla and XAI, of course, already have a strong connection, where XAI bought nearly $200 million worth of Tesla MagBak batteries for data infrastructure use in 2024, and then Grok, of course, is integrated with Tesla vehicles. It seems like no matter what, these companies are going to be connected because it's the same CEO at both, but we'll see if there's some future proposal for XAI investment from Tesla. Last up today, some updates from other tech companies and automakers. Over at Rivian, they have overhauled their CEO's Pay Package, potentially making it worth up to $4.6 billion over 10 years. This replaces a 2021 package that was deemed unrealistic. Here they've lowered stock price milestones, and then Scaringe will get options for 36.5 million shares at a $15.22 strike price, plus performance goals tied to operating income and cash flow. His base salary has also doubled to $2 million. The board says that this better aligns leadership incentives with profitability and shareholder returns while retaining RJ Scaringe. Many have noted that this plan very much resembles Elon Musk's Tesla-style compensation, but of course in a smaller form. Next up, over at Amazon, Alexa Plus is coming to BMW vehicles via its next-generation voice assistant platform. This integration leverages Alexa Custom Assistant, which enables companies, like BMW in this case, to build tailored voice assistant experiences. This new platform is built on top of Alexa Plus and uses generative AI. They say it taps into 70+ large language models via Amazon Bedrock and Amazon Web Services. In-vehicle voice interaction, based on this because it's AI, is expected to become more conversational, contextual, and capable of handling more complex instructions rather than simple voice commands. So basically, this is the feature I think a lot of people were expecting when we got Grok integrated with Tesla vehicles, but in no way did that feature come. We basically just have a Grok voice assistant app within Tesla vehicles at this point. Hopefully that is something that will come in the future. One particular feature that BMW highlights here, though, is that the assistant can answer real-time car manual-style questions, so you can ask about the features of your car and how to use them specifically. BMW is the first automaker to adopt this next-gen Alexa Plus platform for their vehicles, and the specific rollout timing and which BMW models will be getting it have not been disclosed. This technology kind of seems like a no-brainer, but it's very interesting to see it coming from Amazon for BMW vehicles. I'm going to guess we're going to see Google introducing a very similar feature for Polestar vehicles and others. I'm not sure who OpenAI would partner with or Meta would partner with, but it seems like Grok will probably deliver a feature like this to Tesla vehicles as well. The real question I have is what year will it be when every single new vehicle off the assembly line comes with an AI assistant integrated into the car by default? Next up, over at Kia, they're offering a $10,000 cash discount across their entire US EV lineup, and this is one of their largest ever promotions. On the cheapest model, the Kia Niro EV, MSRP is around $41,000, so the discount amounts to about 24% off. On the EV6, it's about 23% off, and on the 3-row EV9, that discount gets you around 18% off. They're also offering some other things like 0% APR for 72 months on all 2025 EV6 trims, plus an extra $2,500 bonus if financing there. For the high-performance EV6 GT, Kia is offering up to $16,500 of lease cash. This comes in response to the end of the EV tax credit, but it's looking to be, in some cases, an even better deal than what was offered previously. If you've been in the market for one of these cars, it could be a great time to check out what prices are like. Last up today, over at Apple, they're developing 5 new satellite connectivity features for the iPhone. These include navigation in Apple Maps via satellite when there's no cellular or Wi-Fi signal, sending photos in the Messages app using satellite connectivity that's usable in indoor environments without needing to point your device at the clear sky, support for 5G non-terrestrial networks, NTN, cell towers using satellites to expand coverage, and a new satellite API framework so that third-party apps can optionally integrate satellite connectivity. Currently, Apple is not planning to enable full phone calls, video calls, or web browsing via satellite, at least with this rollout. Here, Apple is reportedly considering paid options for enhanced satellite connectivity, possibly via a partner like SpaceX or satellite carrier arrangements. And then some of these features currently will depend on Globalstar's infrastructure and expansion, because that's what's currently delivering these features, although you can get some of them via T-Mobile and SpaceX. The whole satellite phone thing is very interesting to watch unfold, and I wouldn't be surprised if a few decades from now, we're really seeing this as the main way that people connect with their phone. Of course, the main benefit, once these networks really expand, is that you can essentially connect anywhere. That's all the latest tech, EV, and Tesla news for today, so in the meantime, if you want to see the quiet new model that Tesla just announced, you can check out that video linked up here or in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.